small group leaders of First Baptist Boise. My name is Jim, and I'm the Connections Pastor here. I just came on board. I think many of you I've met already, but I know in a church our size that I haven't been able to connect with everybody yet. I am making calls to say hello and introduce myself, so if you haven't met me yet, you will be soon. I'm really excited to be here. My wife and I, Kelly, have two kids, Judah and Kate. They are 5 and 3. And we are having a blast with them up here. We already feel at home. We're going to be moving into a home in the next couple weeks here, but even before we have that home, man, we already feel so at home up here. I've been serving in small group ministry for 12 years, and so I'm excited to bring what I've learned, but also learn from you as well. Speaking of learning from you, thank you so much for filling out that survey that we sent out a couple weeks ago. It was an anonymous survey, and I want to thank you for filling that out. Of the 35 or so groups that we have, 19 of you have filled out the survey, so it's a great response rate. And if you haven't filled it out, just look in your maybe your spam folder if it got in there, or in your inbox. About 2 weeks ago, I sent out a note with some questions for you to fill out. So with that, there's a couple things that I heard from that survey. I heard stuff that I've heard before, and it's something that all small groups honestly deal with. It's these ideas of, man, I'm tired as a host. As a small group leader. I'm hosting the group, I'm leading the group, and I'm kind of doing it all by myself. And that happens a lot with small groups and leading small groups. We tend to go it alone a lot of times. I've also heard ideas of, man, my group's just not opening up, and I feel like we're not really embracing everything that we could be in terms of this group, and I just feel like we're stuck. So I hear you. Just know that we'll be talking more about this in the future. And I just want to let you know I'm praying for you. Also, I heard from some of you that, you know what, we know we need to get moving as a small group. We need to serve in some way and to go love our community, but we're just kind of in this safe, comfortable spot, and it's hard to leave a safe, comfortable spot. I get it. That's kind of how I got here. I was in a safe and comfortable spot in my life, and God was knocking on the door saying, Jim, I have adventures for you ahead. I just need you to step away from what is safe and familiar. So I'd love to walk with you through that and a couple other things that I heard. But here, in summary of what I heard from your surveys, here's what I hear. You all are looking for a way to better gather as a group. What skills, what knowledge do you need to better facilitate that time, to better raise up more people to make that gathering experience awesome? So we're going to be discussing those things. Secondly, I heard from several of you that, man, we want to learn how to deepen our group. We want to learn how to better grow together. So that's something that we'll be discussing too. And then there was also this concept of we need to learn how to get going as a small group. So this idea of gathering together, growing together, and going together, those are going to be the things that are our anthem as a small group ministry here at First Baptist. How can we better gather? How can we better grow? And how can we better go together? So I'm really, really excited to jump into that with you. And we're actually going to talk for just another minute or two about how we can get your group going. This weekend at Collister and the October 7th weekend at First Baptist, we are going to have a weekend that's focusing on empowering our church family to go. I think if it's not this weekend, it'll be next weekend. Pastor Bruce is talking about how when Jesus commissioned his disciples to go into the community and love and teach and preach and care for and heal the sick and all the things that are involved in the ministry of Jesus, he didn't send them out alone. He sent them out in groups of two. And so there's a power in doing life together. And so we're going to talk about what that looks like as a church family. But I want to talk with you about what that looks like for your small group. So here's what we're thinking. This weekend or next weekend, whatever campus you're at, you're going to be experiencing some nonprofits that are going to be having some booths, some tables at church, and they're going to be letting you know about some great ways to serve in your local community. So we'd love for you to go, encourage your small group members to go. If you attend with your group, definitely walk around together, pick up some flyers, pick up some information, and I'd love for you guys in your small group that following week to sit down and talk about what step you're going to take to go and how you can serve together in this way. Let's say you happen to walk around our 8 to 10 booths and none of them are a good fit for you guys. Well, our staff, Glenn and Tori and a few others, have put together a list of 101 ways to serve in our community. So I think on that list, you should be able to find something if none of the nonprofits that we have fit with your passions or your schedule and all that stuff. So attached to this email is a list of questions that we would love for your small group to do together after the week, the Hope weeks that we're going to be jumping into here, and you're going to hear Pastor Bruce talk more about that soon as well. So hopefully this is clear. You're going to come to service. You're going to hear about some nonprofits serving in the community. You're going to take some small group questions with you that I'm emailing you, and you're going to discuss with your small group next steps. If none of the nonprofits work, we're going to have a list of 101 ways for you to serve, and that list will be at the small group connection center cart table with you this weekend. Does that make sense? So guess what happens when you take that initiative to step up and say, okay, group, we are going to do this together. I'm in. Are you in? You may not get buy-in from everybody, and that's okay. But what I want you to focus on is not the people that are not buying in. I want you to focus on the other eager individuals like yourself that are saying, I'm ready, let's get going. So don't wait for perfect conditions for your group to do this. So if 2 or 3 people can't make it, don't stop the project because they can't come. Set a time, find as much consensus as you can, and get going. And you know what you're going to find? There's going to be a buzz the next week after you serve. When you guys serve together in one of these nonprofits or find a serve project through our list, you're going to come back to group and everybody's going to be like, wow, wasn't that awesome? That was, man, I love this part, and I didn't know this about you, but when I saw you serving in this way, blah, blah, blah. And there's just going to be a new level of excitement in your group. So I'm really excited for you to get going on that. And as we serve together, as we get going, it not only deepens that fellowship and that community, it's going to help us take some next spiritual steps, and it's going to deepen the group as well. Lastly, one more thing I want to share. As I get started here, I can't lead our small groups by myself. Dina is coming along board and helping me with this, but the two of us have other responsibilities too, and we can't take care of this the way that we would like on our own. So I think it's very possible that 1 or 2 of you that are listening to this video are ready for some next steps. You're passionate about groups. You love helping people get connected to small groups, or you remember how hard it was for you to get connected to a small group and you don't want someone else to have that same experience. Or maybe you're a veteran small group leader that you've been serving for a while and you're ready to help pour into some new small group hosts. Please let me know. We'd love to get you started and get you involved in what we're doing here. All right, that's all for now. Love you guys. I'm praying for you, and I'm really excited about this journey that God has us on. So feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.